Wait, where am I? Where are we?
Are we not actually live?
I know this is weird. We've we've done this live with people.
And now it's trapped. Oh
Yeah,
shit, I'm
yeah.
terrible at this.
We're in, where Zod and crew got tossed off to, and Superman. We're in the
Phantom
triangular
zone.
thingies. Yeah, Phantom Zone. Thank you.
That's right. It
Most
took
thing
me a
I
second
can
to
get negative
remember.
zone out of my head.
End
Ah,
of his driveway. Y'all know me too well. This is I'm reading some of these comments and it's like he's mowing. He, he went for milk. He's in traffic, exactly where he likes to be. Y'all watch. I think I made that comment one time to Wade that I've been in the house for a while now that I like going out and getting stuck in traffic and getting angry because it's a different emotion to have. Maybe I like to be angry sometimes.
you want to be the one of those angry traffic in the car streaming dudes that
Mhm.
they're serious when they're talking because they're in their car.
I'm just gonna be because I'm happy otherwise most of the time.
They're happy to be back chatting because it's like been forever since we've done this. Seems
It
like.
has been. It's almost odd doing this over. Well, we've seen so much of each other in the past month or two.
Yeah,
It's been
I
quick,
mean,
but it's been
it's really been a month. We've had two
yeah.
trips inside of a month.
6 airports, 8 airplanes.
A million hours of delays and such.
Oh, but it's fun.
Yeah. Yeah. And it was worth it because we talked about it was good to be back at San Diego, but man, PowerCon was a blast too. So
It
I
was
can't
what it,
state that enough.
both were good for the same and different reasons.
Yeah.
It it was just like 2 bookends to a very
Yeah.
short 3 weeks.
Yeah. And we thought I go back to like a month ago when we were like, oh yeah, PowerCon's gonna be cool. It's gonna be chill. We're gonna get to be at the booth, and we're gonna be able to relax a bit. And it was like that, but man, it was awesome meeting so many people, and we met so many people. It was great.
It was crazy, and it
Yeah.
made the time go so fast. I didn't
Yeah.
realize. And I mean, you looked at me a couple of times, and I'd been talking to people for the same person for an hour. It's like, oh, talk. Get back to the room. It's like, I don't want to talk. I'm done talking. But then we would
Yeah.
talk. So
Yeah. Yeah, we got to talk to a lot of people, do a couple of panels, unveil some skeletons. It was cool.
yeah, the panel was a new experience for me. I'm not used to public speaking, so I let you take the wheel for the most. And I was hype man for yeah,
Yeah, boy.
yeah. What he said.
Yeah, but then you and Dan and you put your lives in your own hands, giving me like the pedestal or the podium power for that second one.
And then I had the pleasure of following up all of Pixel Dan's answers. So again, it was just like, yeah, what he said. On to the next.
Ditto.
No, it was fun. I had a ball. It was nice getting in front of crowd and doing that kind of thing. It's different than looking at a camera or you or text, you know.
Yeah. Got some faces to go with names, so that's
Oh
cool.
man, lots of faces, lots of names.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah,
And it's
yeah.
and it's nice having a show east that we can go to,
Mhm.
you know. Eh, Not just because hey of us, but giving people in a different area a chance to go to shows too is
Yeah.
just it's an awesome chance.
Yeah. Yeah, it was cool. So, they already announced that PowerCon is going to be returning next year. So hopefully we'll be back because I'd go back in a second. So
I've never stayed in a hotel that's attached to the convention center either. That was new.
the Bifrost.
The Bifrost. I feel very spoiled by that now because I know the next show you have to go and get a taxi or an Uber or something, or get on the bus to get from
Yeah.
here to there. But we didn't leave that block for 3 days.
the only other, convention that I stayed in the adjoining hotel at Comic-Con 1 year. We got that hotel, and you weren't there that year, I don't think.
I think, yeah, I think I heard them talking about that the other day, and I was
That
like,
was the only other time.
I don't remember being there, but it's nice.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hell, I
Oh,
thought it was.
and yes, big fun. Big fun was big fun. It was my eyes were popping out of my head and not knowing what to look at because there was so much to look at.
I feel like you could have spent a lot more money.
I could have. I dropped a little bit of money in there, but I could have dropped a lot more.
I like looking at vintage stuff, old toys, having those memories pop up and everything, but I'm not really into, well, so what did I do? I bought a vintage toy there. I bought an old GoBot, but
Go
I,
bot,
I
go
like
bot.
is that the actual song? Or did you just make that up?
That
I
is
feel like
that
you're
you?
messing with me.
Is that you?
Oh, oh no,
Is that
I think
you?
it's you.
Is that you? you
I
were
thought you were just messing
you were
with me.
sounding like robots, not Robo.
I was sounding like GoBots.
Let's hear your best GoBot voice now.
I don't know. I all I did was what I looked up that one clip after we were
Yep.
talking about Scooter. Something like that. And I couldn't stand it. I couldn't
Got
watch
it.
it twice.
Got it.
Oh,
Oh,
it was definitely conveniently located for me, a solid 10 minutes away. See, there's Fuzzy.
yeah, yeah,
We know Fuzzy.
yeah. And we know Fuzzy now. That's great. It's great. It was
I
fun.
don't I don't have the bulk for Razorback. It would just be a giant pig head. It'd look like I'd be going to a Arkansas game, heading to Fayetteville.
Plus, you'd have to like get a get a big rig to drive up there, right?
My big rig's in the shop right now.
Dang.
That's another after I got
Oh,
back from your house, it was like, "Oh, I need to put this in the shop for this," and it ended up this, and this. So,
oh.
yeah, not
Well,
cool.
the boys are thirsty in Atlanta. How are you going to get the beer to?
There's beer in a Texarkana, you know?
Oh, don't let them down, Bandit.
God. I
Oh,
went and completely missed out on big fun, big regrets.
if
It
if you
it
go
it
back,
really looks, and this is not a bad, I'm not trying to make this sound bad, but as you're walking up, it's like, "Oh, this is a hole in the wall." But it kinda is, but it's so packed that you can't process.
it's funny because it's like the space was a small space because it's downtown and it's on like a main road in a downtown in a city. So I'm sure like rent and real estate is expensive down there, and so the space is small and there are things in the middle, but it has more stuff than you could possibly imagine packed into that. And I mean, there was like little bits and bobs and things in like old card catalog pull
Oh,
out drawers, which was amazing.
Larson and I both agreed that we've seen many of those at yard sales or just hanging around in places, and I always thought, "Well, that's neat, but what am I gonna use it for?" Now, I wish I had picked up a couple of them because
you know,
accessories and yeah.
you know what? I'll do you one better, but upstairs in the one living room behind the blue couch
Yeah.
is a refinished card catalog. I have those, but I'm not allowed to use them for such purposes.
Oh, see, that whole nothing above the stairs rule.
Yeah, yeah,
Nope.
yeah.
Big Enos and Little Enos.
Oh,
Now,
oh.
Daddy. Oh,
But
see, we met all kinds of people.
yeah, yeah, it was great. So, catching up as to where we've been in between these little sit downs was wild, and it was great. So, but now I'm kind of looking forward to a little bit of downtime.
as you
as I get ready to
not until
travel
after
for
this
work
week.
tomorrow.
Yeah, probably. And oh man, yeah, I don't envy you. I mean, it was bad enough that we got up early that one day to head to the airport, but even earlier.
Well, how I got myself into a 5:30 a.m. flight on a Monday. I'm already regretting it, and I'm afraid I'll end up regretting it even more in the morning. That's like the busiest time you can be at the airport too, so that's gonna be great.
See, I'll have to take your word for it because I've never had to travel. Well, travel that early. I get there about 7 is the earliest I've been, and that was twice this year.
That's after like that initial rush has died down.
Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah.
and we had promised that we were gonna do this. Both hotels weren't really stream friendly. It just
Yeah, and that was the problem in San Diego at PowerCon. I mean, my brain and my voice were both spent after after each after each day because I'm used to the walking around, well, shuffling around and constantly moving at a convention, but I talked a lot. Yeah.
took a lot of pictures, or were in a lot of pictures.
And yeah, it was fun. Like I said,
It was fun
I wouldn't trade it for anything. But afterwards, when it was time to sleep, I was ready to sleep.
because we'd go from there to dinner and talk to all the people, and then we'd go to the parties and the masters of the universe people.
Yeah,
It's almost a family. Like everybody knew each other, and I kind of felt like the outsider of, hey, this is my first PowerCon. What's going on, everybody? And it was just like, oh, come here,
it
hang
was
out.
cool.
Yeah.
It was cool. Yeah, it definitely had a following of people who were very dedicated to attending that show. So that was fun.
I don't know if New York is on the table.
Yeah,
I hadn't thought about it too much.
I don't think that's gonna work this year. We're I just said I'm ready for some downtime, but I'm taking a trip with the people that I live with in late September too. So it's like I
Yeah,
think New York's gonna be a tough one this year, but maybe next year. Maybe next year.
especially if it's that close, like we were talking, that close to Toy Fair.
Yeah. So it's what Toy Fair's one weekend and then New York's the weekend after that, right? So my brother actually lives in New York. So that would be one of those cases where I go to Toy Fair and then, kind of work from his place for a week and then turn around and go to New York Comic Con. That might work. I'd have to, clear it with the wife, but because that'll be a long time away. But
Okay, I'm gonna be gone for 3 weeks. Well,
uh-huh.
no, it wouldn't be 3 weeks. It'd just be.
Yeah.
I
Be
keep
a
saying 3 weeks.
good week and a half though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And who were we talking to? Well, we've talked to a few companies and a few people here and there, but it was some of the companies coming in to set up at New York Comic Con. Then they have to tear down and then set right back up in the same building for Toy Fair, or
Yeah.
whichever direction that goes. Toy Fair, New York Comic Con.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah. It is crazy. It is crazy. So yeah, with these two cons, work travel, then Disney World and September, I don't think I don't think New York's gonna work out for me this year.
As someone who's never been to a con stateside, would you recommend going to a smaller con before trying SDCC? I Part of me says yes, to try to build you up to that. Plus, there's the whole, once you go to San Diego Comic Con, other cons seem small, or even when they're large, you think you're always going to compare to San Diego, or well, I've never been to New York, but Salt Lake's pretty big too. But once you do a big con, the rest seem
I Yeah, and I enjoy cons of various size for different reasons and whatnot. And so, to your point, experiencing a convention as it is before, maybe something smaller, but at the same time, like you were saying, even going to something like New York Comic Con, which I've been to a few times, or like you said, Salt Lake or whatever, they're big, but they're still not like San Diego. And it's not just the size, it's the visceral overload and everything else that comes with San Diego that really makes it, I don't know. It sounds like hyperbole, but it's almost like a completely different experience than any other convention for me.
Yeah. And I think
So,
a lot of people argue the fact that it's probably not a Comic Con anymore. It's more like a media event
yeah.
or a company event. It's almost Toy Fair for the fans,
Yeah.
but also movies and TV shows and all that
Yeah.
kind of stuff. I would work my way up, but at the same time, I had only been to some like local Plano, not local, but Dallas, Plano
Mhm.
little shows back in the 90s where conventions were just tables lined up in hallways, and
Yeah.
actors and everybody just sat behind the table or up on the stage where you could just see up there. And then I
Yeah.
did San Diego in 2005 and it was just like what's
Yeah.
ah. I hadn't prepared myself.
Yeah. Yeah, but that's the thing. It's now, as you said, San Diego is a media event type of thing, and it is almost like Toy Fair for fans because there are glass cases with things being debuted. At most other conventions, you don't get stuff like that, but you can find some like PowerCon. It's like I only had like an hour, the whole show to
Yeah.
walk around and try to pick up some stuff, and that's the only part of the show that kind of made me sad is that like you and I should have planned better to like, shift or something like that at least once a day, because shows like that give you such amazing opportunities to have finds,
Yeah.
and San Diego is really has gotten more limited in terms of, man, there's this one figure that I've really been looking for, whether new or old. It becomes a little harder now there because the space is so taken over by other things. But it shows like PowerCon or smaller shows, man, there's always a chance to find something cool like that.
Well, there was no way to play. This is the first time you and I had done an actual booth. So
Mhm.
and we didn't. I mean, it was just like, hey, let's just go do this and see what happens. And
We
then,
didn't plan
oh,
because we didn't think it was going to have to be planned.
yeah, it was like we'll wander around a little bit, and nope,
Yeah. Yeah.
not until the last day, wasn't it? Towards the
Yeah. It was like the
end.
last 90 minutes we were like kind of switching out.
In fact, I think at one point you just put the stuff under the table, right? And we were both gone.
I had to.
Well, there were a lot of people at the, was that the cosplay contest? Was
Yeah.
that it at the end of the
Or
day?
no, it was the trivia. Is the
Oh,
trivia.
that's right.
Yeah.
Would you do international cons?
Oh, I would love to go to a Japanese convention. Would love to.
And that would be a travel vlog type thing, especially
Yeah.
dropping us, or well, you,
I've lived there. So.
right, right, right. Me, it'd be like, what's going on? What
But
is
see, that's
that?
why it would work so well.
What's happening?
Yeah.
Can I get gravy on that?
Yeah.
No.
I would love to go to one in Europe too. Or anywhere. I would love to go to an international convention sometime.
During Celebration, I think I got invited that he said it's shut down for now, but when the thing that I have an open invite for a con in Iceland, I'm like, oh,
Oh,
I need to get a passport together or something.
there are direct flights from here to Iceland.
Really?
It's weird. Yeah, I can't even fly to where I'm going for work anymore direct when I could before the pandemic started. But you can fly directly to Iceland from here. So
That's what and that was the crazy thing us doing this traveling in the past month or so was we couldn't get a direct flight anywhere
yeah,
or to either of the shows. We
yeah,
usually fly right to San Diego or
yeah.
New York or whatever.
Hopefully, I'm hoping maybe by next year, at least like the San Diego thing will be back. Columbus, I kind of expect,
Hmm.
if not for the delays, flying through Chicago to get there, that's easy. That's no problem.
Unless you want chicken.
Shit, I'm still afraid.
I know. I still get kind of, oh,
Okay. So just context. There was what looked to be a very popular fried chicken restaurant in the Midway Airport in Chicago as we were flying through there. It was
and our
always a
gate was
huge
right there.
line.
Our
Yeah.
gate was right there beside
Yeah.
it.
Right there. And we were like, well, we're going to be here forever. So let's eat something. And it was like, we walked around the airport a couple of times. It's like, man, nothing here is even really like looking like it's worth it. So we're like, all right, let's try the chicken. And man, the people manning that chicken restaurant were no nonsense.
They were not putting up with people's shit. If you weren't standing there and grabbing your food right there, you were in detention. You were going to the principal, something. I got grade school vibes, like nervousness of going to a new classroom, and the teacher is 1 year from retirement. That's it. You're done. Oh,
Yeah.
so, so it made me so nervous. I watched the bags and you went up to
I was like, I was putting on the war paint. It's like, I'm going in.
because you knew we'd need a fork. So you had it prepped like, can I get a fork? Can I get a fork? How fast can I say this? Can I get a fork?
Yeah.
Yeah. And you know what? In 10 years, that's what I'll remember most about.
We didn't we didn't really have a crazy San Diego thing this year, which was like a
Yeah.
first. So crazy Chicago chicken was this year's convention story.
Robo and Vives, what's your favorite figure of the year so far?
um that was an easy answer a month ago. Now it's getting a little bit more difficult for me with some stuff that I've gotten in the past month.
You know what I still have front and center of my favorite, at least the most memorable figure of the year is the inks. It's the third party Rorschach. That's
Oh
still
yeah.
right in front of my computer monitors, right there. It's still looking at me.
Mine and it could quite possibly still be this has been the same since January, because I think Spirit is still my favorite figure this year. And it's weird to say that, man, it's been that way for 8 months now, but really most people are just now getting it. So it seems like it's still relevant. But then I've gotten a few things in the past month that are definitely making a run at it. And there's a couple of things coming out very soon that have a chance to dethrone. I will say that it probably isn't going to dethrone Spirit just because of, but I got this guy yesterday.
Everybody, check out the new McFarlane collector.
I know. Look at the McFarlane guy right here. And aside from some quirky things, this is actually a really fun figure. I, some of the articulation's still weird. The legs are still crazy long, and the torso articulation is just weird to me. But I don't even really mind the painted goggles at this point. So, but this is one of those things where it's like, unless it was going to be an absolutely abject, terrible figure, Ted's always going to rate for me. So,
Yeah, I remember while we were walking back to the hotel at San Diego, whenever those popped up.
yep, and it's out, and I'm 85 to 90% happy.
And something I've been noticing lately that's I've come to appreciate more, especially given the past year or two. That was just 2 or 3 weeks ago that they revealed that, and it's in your hand.
Well, and we talked about that, right? Because it was like, okay, we're at Comic-Con and they're saying October, and you were like, that'll be out in September at the latest.
Yeah,
all right.
and here August.
Yeah, and
Because
I had him pre-ordered at Big Bad, and then also one at Amazon just to see who was going to win the race, because I need a couple of the sets. But actually, I got this directly from McFarlane's site, which means I had to pay. It was like $15 for shipping or something like that. But you know me, I couldn't wait to get this guy. So,
Well, I got the same thing happened with Necron
ah,
and oh, you knew. I had to get
oh,
buried.
see, we could have had like the Ted and Bane show going here.
Well, I just talked about those a month ago,
Yeah,
and then I've had them for a week or two. Did they show up last week or something? Because I've ordered it off McFarlane's store, but they had buy these two. That's the reason that's most of the reason I got Necron was buy these two, get a certain amount off. That if I remember right, it covered most of the shipping. So I thought, you know what, to hell with it. I'll just get it from there.
yeah.
And I already have them. So yeah, especially nowadays when it's like, okay, here's a new toy. Expect it next year.
I will say, with all of the issues and even some of the flack that I've given in the past about McFarlane and whatnot, getting stuff to market and whatnot, they get all the credit in the world for that, because they do not mess around with that. It's crazy. It's refreshing. It's refreshing to get a pre-order that ships within a couple of months, and that's not a knock to anybody else, because we know how the world is. But
hell, because we're in the same situation at the
right,
yeah.
right.
But so, I'd like to someday see behind the scenes of how all that works. Is he just no, it comes out now, or do they wait a while before they even announce it? Is that because right now it's almost to the point where they're announcing it as it's hitting or after it's hit? These new Walmart
I would say they're just extremely regimented about their announcements, and that's cool.
Plus, doesn't he have his own factory?
I would imagine at this point. Yeah.
I've spoken to Dan Yoon when he came to London Comic-Con when they revealed Beast, Union Jack, etc. I asked about more bad guys in Legends. We need all the bad guys.
Yeah, I would agree. There's definitely because to that point, the retro figures in Marvel Legends, those have been the ones that I've been enjoying. The retro carded figures are the ones that I've really been enjoying the most. And while they don't have the Build-A-Figure piece, and some of them are just repaints, they're hitting all of those classic iconic looks for these characters. And so many of them are villains, like the Spider-Man Rogues Gallery. Oh, just in the past year and a half has just been absolutely wonderful. So I agree. I want more villains. I want them to go crazy like that with the Fantastic Four Rogues Gallery. Surprise to nobody, right?
You got to think that's coming, right? I mean,
yeah.
And the ankle joints kill me on my McFarlane toys. Now they've switched recently, and I don't know if I've messed too much since they've done that to the half and halves. That's kind of sculpted.
So when these when these were announced, like, oh, let me go out and get that Martian Manhunter too, because it looks pretty classic. And I posted on Twitter, but if you didn't know, John does not scale well with these. He's too small. But besides the point, but he's got the round ball joints in the wrists and the ankles and whatnot. And these are that half and half, which is like, they're like square ball joints. I know that's weird to say, but that's what it's almost like. It's very strange. It looks better, but I still think that the engineering on the wrists still gives them long arms, because it doesn't compensate for that joint. The ankles are better, I think, but it's like he gets longer arms because the joint is still just inserted into the sculpt, right?
Yeah.
So it's better. Now just get this upper torso. It's weird.
I need to go back. What's the shape on it? Does it have the jowls? Oh no.
Can you see it? Is it blurry?
What do you think of the oh yeah, it does hang down a little bit.
Yeah,
that's
it does.
Like the original Batman.
Yeah.
What do you think of the rubber crotch overlay?
It's not bad. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, it's not bad at all. It's a little it's a little diapery in the back, but I display my figures facing forward, so I guess that's, you know.
That's not why you bought a second Blue Beetle, to have the back facing forward?
For the blue ass of justice to be
That's right.
the international blue ass of justice. Yeah.
Oh, man, I'm tempted to get that Starro looks amazing, and I may have to break down and get it, which I like the look of Owlman. I don't know if I like the other too much, though.
Mm.
Hmm.
Mm. Mm.
Square in the balls. That's he talked.
Oh, but yeah, look at me, the McFarlane collector. So yeah, Ted gets up there, and then there's a certain wave of a certain toy line that's sitting at a certain port right now, and we may have a certain somebody on here in a few minutes to talk about that a little bit. I don't like to do predeterminations of what I think I may or may not like, but there's a figure in that wave that I'm really looking forward to, and if he's good, he could definitely be figure of the year for me. So
Dang it. You know what? I know exactly what you're talking about. I think everybody does too, but we're going to build tension. I can't even remember what's in that. Oh, no, I do know what's in that wave because we messed with them. Right?
Pixel Dan did.
Oh,
He had you're like your brain is like living vicariously through Pixel Dan now because he got to show him off.
oh, yeah, maybe.
But yeah, there's a certain figure in that wave which I'll save the chatter about him for the second part of the show. That if he's good, he's gonna be up there for me.
You know, if you get several of them, one of them could be his lesser known brother, Rhett Follett.
Red Follett.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
He can be the he can be from the streams of Arkansas. It's Rhett Follett down here, sirs.
I'm trying to remember. Hmm. I was trying to think of a quote, but I can't think of one now.
Rhett Follett.
It's almost time. Well, I was going for a Rhett.
Oh,
It's almost time for new lights in here. I've beat these to death trying to keep them from buzzing, and it's just they've grown up on me and turned on me.
But no, it's going to be a good year for him regardless, because there's still Man Ray, which is Ray Fillet, but from the Archie comics series that NECA's doing too. So it's like, how am I going to pick? It's going to be both of them this year. I don't know.
I bet he could Philip Mignon.
Philip Mignon.
Accountant. Brian was so mean to Pixel Dan during that reveal, though. I'm sure Veebs is okay with it.
Don't be mean to Pixel Dan. He's especially since he's going to have his work cut out for him next month.
Uh-oh.
Going to be taken to the mat.
That's right. But he better kick Cardona's ass.
Well, according to his t-shirt, he sure as heck better.
That's right.
Cardona's going to win. Yeah.
What's going on?
Hola.
I've been hearing good things. I think if I'm going to, I'm slightly tempted by the Superman plane, just because of it just looks neat.
So far the vehicles have been the highlight for me observing them, because I haven't purchased any of them. But the vehicles do look pretty slick.
Oh, I'm glad I dug back a little bit. I would have missed this. Beetle is little in the middle, but he got much back.
Indeed.
That's right.
And there was a whole, but there was a whole run of JLI where he wasn't little in the middle anymore.
Oh yeah.
And
See, I would have liked.
DC Direct made an action figure,
Yeah,
commemorating that.
it would have been cool to have that differentiate the two of those figures instead of being, just repaints of each other.
Well, and that's why Booster doesn't get as high marks, because he's got the painted over boot cuffs.
Right.
Blah, blah.
Let's see.
Oh wait, am I getting that? Yes, I will be getting Poluto.
Is this where you are?
Yeah, and Justin Ishmael, who does some really really cool stuff.
Oh.
Like he did like that Showbiz Billy Bob that I have. I have a complete vintage Toxic Crusaders collection. So there's not really any way that I am not going to be able to not get that. And it looks great for something that is going to be, fairly limited in run. And its actual physical size is pretty big. I think the price is actually very, very reasonable. And I'll be able to cheat that in between vintage and ultimates, I think. I mean, I think it's still going to be big enough that he's going to look cool. With the ultimates as well. So yeah, I got to get it.
Would either of you hand Cardona a folding chair? No, I'd have to toss across to Dan. Get him!
Oh, hit him with a convention table.
Oh shit! They scales it down just a tinge. How is the skeletons going? Very nice. Again, like I've said it several times, but having them hands-on, messing with it that whole weekend, and then messing with it again for video and stuff, I'm excited. That's all I got. I'm excited.
Yeah. And even since PowerCon and when you made your video, we've had a couple of meetings back together to talk through some of the, slight tweaks and whatnot that are going on at the factory right now, which as soon as we can show what has been worked on, I think we're going to, because I think they're all very, very positive as we get closer to getting to roll. So more on that soon. I don't want to. I think neither one of us want to like jump out there, even though it's hard because you kind of want to show stuff that isn't like where it is quite yet. But I think we'll be there in a few weeks.
Because yeah. Once we know more, because we know what it's like being on this side of the toy aisle for as long as we have been. We know what it's like when a company or a manufacturer of some kind goes, oh, we're going to do this, and then the factory turns around and does something different, or it doesn't work out or something. That'll always be in the back of your brain, or it always be in the back of my brain.
Well,
it makes me hoarse.
It's cool too because of the where we've been enjoying kind of this unique spot where we've been at in the production process that not only is feedback that we've been able to give, from us, but also some things that we've been, hearing and having conversations about with some other people. That some of that stuff's made it into the conversation, and like I said, hopefully we'll have some good stuff to show here in the next few weeks.
Because we also know how cool it is when somebody making toys listens to the fans,
Yeah.
So that's what we're trying to do at the moment.
Yeah. So hopefully it'll be cool.
Should do a clear figure with a skeleton inside.
It would have to be a blue skeleton.
Or the clear. Oh man, Crystal Skull skeleton?
Oh God, no. What's Crystal Skull? What's a Crystal Skull? I don't know what you're talking about, sir.
Oh man, I am tempted by those Jazzwares micro squadrons just because they look like
he is, because he's been talking about them.
Do what?
You've been talking about them, so you are tempted. Yeah.
And you know what? When I went to my Walmart after getting back from PowerCon, they had stocked the hell out of the pegs. Spirit, Crocmaster, new
Oh yeah.
Transformers, except for Cosmos, the DC stuff, and the Micro Squadron. They had Falcon, and I was tempted. Then I went back the next week, and they had Boba Fett's ship, Boba
His
Fett's starship.
starship. Yeah, his
Yeah, yeah,
starship.
yeah. You know what I'm talking. Yeah,
Yeah.
and I was tempted then again, but I've been holding off. It'd be neat to have those because Black Series isn't going to give us those big ships. So it'd be nice to have some kind of representation of starships
Yeah.
somewhere. But at the same time, there's all this 1 of 5,000 and chases and variants, and I don't know. I don't want to track stuff down. I'm past the point of wanting to hunt. I just want to pre-order or order, receive my toy, cherish it, love it, enjoy it, put it on a shelf.
And
That's it.
give a manufacturer your money.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know,
yeah, yeah. Please take my
that
money.
that is I was really thought for a while we had for the most part moved past that kind of, I'm just gonna say it, bull crap. But apparently it's alive and well at Jazzware still. And that goes back to the old wrestling Jack Pacific days with what's his name doing that too. So
Oh, yeah.
it's just no 1 of 5,000. That's horrible.
Although I will say I do see a lot of they do the same thing with AEW, and it seems like they aren't as hard to get as you would think. I see a lot of pictures of chases
Really?
but I don't know. I don't know the exactly how hard those are because I don't chase those down.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm kind of like, if I want to get something and you don't make it accessible for me to give you my money for it, that's on you.
Night, I appreciate it, but I haven't even been to all my Walmart yet. I saw the rest of that assortment at mine, and I'll hunt it down. Transformers is one of those things where I'm not going to get too crazy with it. I just pick it up when I'm not picking up other stuff.
There we go.
Although Cosmos, I was holding down for it unless it was me that was out.
No, I think it was me that time. Oh.
The Falcon is very good. I've seen that, the cover removes. It's got lights. It's got sound. It has the hidey spot. It has the cockpit.
Yeah, it all looks cool as can be. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So distribution on those are so uneven.
That's too bad.
Yeah. Ooh, someone has Funko envy. I don't see it ever getting Funko levels of. But again, that Funko for me is just an observer from the outside looking in. It's at those times we've seen that Funko booth just, and people go, "Hey, can you pick me up this pop?" Nope.
No,
There's no way in hell I can get to that
absolutely
booth.
not.
Nope.
I'm going to Comic-Con for Comic-Con, not to try my luck to be in the line at the right spot to get a chance to get in another line to be drawn to maybe get a chance to purchase something.
Totally with you. I got a couple of the micro ships, but I don't want to have to chase 1,500. Yeah, because even
is that line exclusive to Walmart?
Oh, I don't know. I couldn't tell you. I haven't. I thought you could order some on Amazon.
Maybe if they're Walmart exclusives. Okay, yeah.
I think Slave One is first to Walmart, and then
what?
First to Walmart. Oh,
No.
it's Boba Fett Starship.
Oh, right, gotcha.
yeah. It's first to Walmart, and then it'll come out other places. So I'm not too worried about it. I think the one that caught my eye the most, though, that I may get just to have a one-off, is it the white TIE Fighter? It's very vintage toy.
Yeah,
inspired, but cool. I don't know if that's a chase or if that'll be easy to get or whatever.
Yeah.
And I don't have a Razor Crest at all, so that'd be neat to have too. And they'll have a gunship in wave 2?
Hmm.
Hmm.
Look at you. See, now you're just thinking about like the depth of the Star Wars display coming out so that that stuff can be hung behind and kind of be at
Yeah,
cheated scale.
perspective-wise.
Yeah, perspective scale, yeah.
Too bad all my Star Wars shelves are this deep. That's it.
Oh.
Okay, so the Razor Crest, okay, that's a Chase white TIE fighter. Razor Crest is Amazon exclusive. Falcon and Slave One are Walmart?
I'm already my brain's already exhausted keeping up with that.
Yeah, so it was on Amazon. Y'all are gonna have to fight over this. Get in the ring.
Oh.
You guys get the Ramen Toys Quicksilver. I got mine yesterday, didn't open yet. Saw there has been QC issues. Hopefully not mine.
No, I
No.
didn't.
Oh, there
I've
we
got
go.
I've got an Ultimates on order, and that's good for me, especially since the not Centurions, right, had so many issues. I'm kind of staying away right now.
Falcon isn't exclusive.
Okay, that's good.
Again, it even if I get into them, it'll be like Transformers, like I was just talking about a minute ago. If they're there, they're there, but I'm not gonna get too ruffled trying
Yeah.
to hunt them down. Oh, I've seen the Falcon at Target. There are 2 different Razor Crests.
One all exploded.
There's battle damaged. You said before that NECA wants to continue to refresh the turtles in the Mirage line. Do you ever see them reissuing the original Mirage set of turtles after the Jim Lawson Beef Bros set?
Um, I don't want to say never. I think the chance for the what has been done in the past to be straight up reissued is probably slim at this point. They may go back and do them again in that particular, what I kind of always think of as the layered style. But I think NECA has been pretty candid about, saying that those things have been bootlegged to death, even and whatnot. That it certainly at least doesn't sound like it's like the top of their priority list.
In fact, I was on AliExpress earlier today, and the first thing that popped up were those
Yeah.
with the different color bandanas.
And that I have a set of the different colored bandana bootleg ones, and I'll be perfectly honest with you. If you would have told me that those were actual NECA releases and I didn't know any better, I would completely believe you, because there is little to zero variation. And I've had mine for several years, so maybe they were better bootlegs back then or whatever, but they're so perfect that I wouldn't be able to tell.
Are you going to Dragon Con? No, Dragon Con's. I want to. I would like to someday, but Dragon Con's always been scheduled during Salt Lake. So when I was helping my buddy with the booths and stuff, half his guys would go to Dragon Con, and then we would go to Salt Lake. So, but someday, not this year though. Still hoping one day there's a Black Series Shadows of the Empire wave. I don't know if I've ever dug into Shadows of the Empire, but just based on the 3 3/4 inch figures that I had when I was doing the 3 3/4 inch, I'd take a Shizor, and was that Dash Rendar too? I can't remember. There's been several times people, or a lot of some people suggested Zuko. Was it Zuko from Avatar, Last Airbender, as a base for Shizor?
D-
But I haven't had the
Danny Zuko?
Damn it. You know, when they use the grease lightning power in Avatar, grease, that would be water. Wait, would lightning be water or air?
Yeah, I like what's his name from Welcome Back, Cotter better anyway.
Oh yeah, Vinny Barbarino.
Yeah.
And yes, that was one of the topics of discussion at PowerCon. We even watched a shitty documentary top video on YouTube. Welcome back. Well, at this point, it doesn't even matter if they're canon or not. They can do the book series.
Legends.
Yeah,
Legends or whatever it is.
Or yeah, the publishing thing.
Yeah.
Oh, Valance. I've got a custom head getting worked on at the moment. Oh, lightning is an offshoot of firebending. Good to know. That's, so, which makes sense because Zuko is a firebender.
You say firebender, and I'm picturing Bender from Futurama with fire coming out of his mouth.
No, it's Tony Zuko, the guy who killed the Flying Graysons.
Damn. Yeah, it is.
We brought it all the way around.
Oh.
No, see, I don't know that. My wife is currently going through Korra because she's already been through Avatar, because we started watching it a while back together. And then when I went to work the next day, she continued to watch it. So I've never finished Avatar. Yes, I just called my wife out. If you're watching this, I'm still angry. Up your nose with a rubber hose.
Hey, Mr. God.
I can't even remember what he did when he was dancing and stuff.
Yeah. Oh.
Who's this guy?
Who is this guy?
Who's
that guy?
No, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Kyle, is that you?
I think so.
I got a
Last
question.
time I checked.
Yeah, why are you wasting time on this stream and not like personally at the dock in Oakland, personally unloading toys and personally delivering them to my house right now? I mean,
priorities.
That's true. That is the super duper pre-order system, and no one can afford it, not even me. So.
Get fancy orange tissue paper and all of that.
Yeah,
I think if you gave Veebs a price, he would
right.
think about it way too hard before.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
How's it going?
$1 million. Good.
Yeah.
How are you, man? I'm
Good.
I'm ready to talk. I heard that there's a new Turtles wave that came out that maybe we want to talk about.
What is there really?
So who knows, man? Who knows?
Oh, God.
And as was I was very unpolitely alluding to, there's one getting ready to ship too. So exciting.
Well, before we get into that, I'd like to apologize for the weekly, because I'm in my effort to make a Donnie is the best turtle joke again, I completely forgot about Punker Donnie.
It's okay.
Man,
yeah.
That's
right.
egregious, because that's like the best Donnie variant anyway. So
it is. And you know, I guess I would say that the weekly met my expectations for it.
Oh yeah.
Solid burn.
No, I loved it. It was great.
Damn it.
At least you covered it more than Motorhead, which is like, it's a guy. So
it's a dude in the thing. But there was lots I had to compress a lot of ultimates into one thing right there, you know.
For sure. Yeah.
Quit.
You guys have had a lot of
so much stuff.
Exciting.
Sorry, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. We had a lot going on.
Yeah.
So
and that's in light of Comic-Con only being like a month ago. So there's a lot that's happened in a month.
I know.
3 weeks.
And you tell that there was a lot of stuff that was ready to go at Comic-Con, and then various delays caused it to be slightly after.
Slightly.
Yeah.
Oh, it has been a month. Sorry.
That just keeps the cycle moving forward.
Yeah.
So,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Absolutely. So
But-
it's all good. We can't give away the whole farm at Comic-Con. I almost called it Can. Like I was
Yeah. You guys going to Comic-Con next year?
yeah, Quahog.
That's why they call it PulseCon in Rhode Island, because if they called it Comic-Con, that's what it would. That's what it
Pulse
would be.
Can.
Yeah, PulseCon.
I actually didn't know what you were talking about there for a second. I don't understand this northern accent type thing.
That's right. It's Yankee stuff. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
That's right. Oh, Kyle, where are we at with Snarfraw?
Probably the same place we were last time that came up.
I was going to say, is that a question for the universe at large? Where are we at with Snarfraw?
Yeah, man.
But yeah, I was already talking about my guy coming out in Series 5 and looking forward to that. And so we got a little bit just slightly earlier than what I would have expected. Series 8, right, of Ninja Turtles has been announced.
That's right. Yeah, it's cool to have a new wave of Turtles.
Yeah, especially with, like we said, 5's at the port, 6 is on the water. You guys are like getting ready to like bust it up like cinder block size chunks of plastic for Gorilla here probably pretty soon too. And now you got these 4 dudes.
I know. The hits keep coming. I realize we're all focusing on where's Wave 5, where's Wave 6. Those are coming. We're also Wave 7 is in development. Whatever the status page says, that's what's happening. I think we're into it.
Yeah. And it was just updated like this week. So I think every one of those updated a little bit. So that was cool to see.
Did you follow that and be like, oh, that must mean a wave's coming? They all updated it once.
Yeah. That's a tell, is it?
When a wave shown.
No, we try and update it with as soon as there's a new stage in the development, we try and put it up there for people. We like to be as transparent as possible, contrary to what our Instagram comments might think.
Well, Robo's decided to put
he went straight for it.
Yeah. Tell me more about this.
I had such a fun time designing the samurai mask for Samurai Leo. I wanted to, you think of all these alternate heads or whatever, and you're trying. It's like what fits within the theme or whatever, and it felt like, okay, well, if we're gonna give him like the laser size or the light size or whatever, like
lightsabers.
Lightsabers.
Lightsaber. Oh, damn.
Man, you want a job? Yeah, you get a check.
I apologize.
No, it was great. I wish I thought of that. But yeah, it just what fits within the theme. Like I don't know. I saw he was white, like his suit is white for the most part, and he's got those like black accents at the shoulders, and I was like, let's see what this looks like, and it worked. So it's exactly what you think it is, but I can't say that either.
Yeah. Well.
Oh yeah.
But we already know he's got better aim, so yeah.
That's true.
Does he though?
He's typically a melee guy, right?
Yeah, I guess that's true.
None of them are range fighters.
Yeah. Yeah.
I guess unless you count Donatello, who can poke people from across the
I was going to do that, but people are sick of me bringing up Donatello.
If we're going back to the original,
they know why they're here though. They don't. Yeah. We're like, these guys are Donatello again. It's like, yeah, what'd you expect?
Yeah, I mean, it's not like we've changed. It's not like I've changed my favorite turtle in the past 30 years.
No.
Yeah, and the hands. I got to tell you, the promotional picture, that splayed out hand is perfect. It's like, oh man, somebody cut his rope and he is like a goner.
Yeah, adrift a little bit. Yeah. It's a little bit of Space Odyssey to it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, so he's got all the vintage accessories as well, and like that chest deco is straight out of the vintage toy. Maybe it's slightly updated,
Yeah.
But then it's also just like, what fits the theme. Like every turtle comes with a pizza slice, and there's some variation on it. So like space pizza, astronaut zip, like freeze dried pizza, like made sense.
Yeah.
With a
I
little
see the
zipper
zipper
on
now.
it, so you can open it up.
Oh. And
then the alien is from the vintage toy. It was sculpted to the back of him.
Yeah.
But like his little like visor thing and his like comm thing, we separated that just for a little bit more like, I don't know, a little more fun, a little more flavor. There will be a ball joint at that head though, so you can kind of look around. So it's cool.
and that becomes instantly a sidekick figure rather than a sculpted onto the guy. So sidekick figures are always like thumbs up.
Yeah.
For me.
He's the only guy I am cleared to show you the Paint Master of, so you get to see that.
Oh, hold on, we got to get you front and center.
There we go.
There you go.
Yep. All right.
So give you a sense of the scale.
Deceivingly large.
Yeah, it's a little bit bigger than you think.
I can grab the vintage figure. It's right down there.
I'm sure you can.
It's on his back, and it takes up a good, chunk of his back. So yeah.
And then a couple eagle-eyed people online. If you zoom into his like flipped up communicator on his wrist, it's kind of hard to see, but that is Fugitoid he's talking to. So there's a little bit of an Easter egg there.
What? I did not see that.
Yeah.
Dang.
I didn't notice. Let's see if I can. Oh,
if you
enhance.
If you open the picture in its own tab, you can zoom in on them pretty
this
cool.
This is
that's an old internet trick.
Well, this lap. Oh,
enhance.
What? I'm losing it.
There you go. Yep.
Oh, there he is. Oh, that's awesome.
It's subtle, but he's there.
What is
hit command 0. It'll take you back to neutral.
It's too big for you to handle.
I know.
You've got me wanting a RAF.
Hey, Raph's
really?
a quality. Raph's a quality turtle.
I think Raph is second best turtle, personally.
He and Mike, just depending on the situation, kind of switch places for me. So
when I was a kid, it was Mikey was number 1, but then I got smarter. Just
just like your choice in turtle.
That's right. Well, no, I was gonna compare it to like SpongeBob. Like when you're a kid, you relate to SpongeBob, but as an adult, you're like, Squidward's my guy. That guy understands how the world works.
Yeah.
And then next. Ooh.
Well, as unexpected as Bebop was in Wave 7, I was glad to see Rocksteady turn up here because it's like instant, like group complete, done.
Yeah. Well, it went so successfully for us with Wave 2 and Wave 3. Like Bebop, Rocksteady, like we had to do the same thing.
Yeah.
Because people, we find that people get antsy if those guys are separated for too long.
Mm-hmm.
So,
well, I know he's a robot, so this seems silly to say, but he's like very Transformerish with like the colors that are used, like his chest right there. I get a big time Transformers vibe from that for some reason.
He may or may not have a very similar color scheme to Megatron.
There you go.
How dare you?
But that's the vintage toy too. It's not there's not a ton of invention on this guy, except for his like
the clear
blade thing.
Yeah,
you could put him against Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man.
You could.
Yeah,
that's right. You have to do a really bad Paul Giamatti impression when you do it. So.
Now I'll admit I did not have either one of the robot Bebop or Rocksteady vintage figures, and I still don't have them. Is Rocksteady larger than Bebop? Or
they're roughly the same.
Are they?
Yeah,
Okay.
in that vintage toy, and then same thing here.
I wasn't sure if one of them went large. I mean, it's all figures from that line were pretty much the same size, but
yeah. No, they're roughly the same size, and I think they even reuse some parts. I think.
Okay.
I need to look at mine because they're packed up right now.
Yeah.
I gotta get them out. Believe it or not, we worked on these guys a long time ago, so it's hard for I gotta get back into like, oh yeah, this is the new thing, not Wave 10 or whatever.
This is your time traveling podcast.
Yeah, that's every time I'm on here, I'm like, oh yeah, what was I doing back then?
your retro throwback station.
Yeah, a little bit. This is so 2019, guys.
I've got to go back in time to the plebs.
That's right. No. This is the cream of the crop.
Macho
Man say.
Oh yeah.
You went macho and I went House of Pain.
A little bit.
I can't help it.
When have we ever gone House of Pain?
I know, but as soon as you did macho, I was like, oh, that was a thing. Comic-Con was way long time ago.
Yeah, that was.
We used actual creamer for that promo.
I know that.
That's the one Macho Man figure I have, is the one that Mattel released that had the hand with the creamer.
That's a good one.
It's too good.
That's a good one. All right, Shredder.
The magic of
That's right.
Shredder. Yeah. I think Shredder's probably caused the most discussion online since.
It's a nice way to put it.
Revealed. So I'm interested to see or to hear your thoughts as to like where this version was pulled from and whatnot, and the styling that made him right for this assortment.
Sure. Well, I mean, at this point, like, we're Wave 8, right? Mm-hmm. People who are they're still and while you guys may think that we're worldwide or whatever, there are still people, believe it or not, who are discovering Super 7 and what we have to offer and our turtles and stuff. And so this was just another I think what you're starting to see it is just like there's these core characters who are getting repaints in this line, and that's because we want to give those people who are discovering us for the first time, this late in the game at Wave 8, Wave 9, Wave 10, whatever, just gives them another chance to get those core characters again. So that's the thought process here. And with Shredder, but we want to stay respectful to the people who have supported us from the beginning. So that's why he's a recolor and not just a full-on reissue.
Yeah.
So you get a little bit more of a cartoon deco to it, some nice metallics. You might even get there's a little bit of like a comic book inspired head with the all silver and the blacked out face and the eyes poking through.
I really like that. I like that alternate head a lot, actually.
Yeah, me too. And then again, little Easter egg. He's got the ooze, which everyone knows what happens when Shredder picks up ooze. Lots of fun little things. And then the soft goods are going to be the exact same as the previous one. I think the purples are going to be a little bit darker just to match the. I don't know. I think this one's a little bit more sinister looking, and I feel like the silvers are kind of what people expect. There's the mind's eye Shredder, and I think he's almost always silver, right?
Yeah.
So
because I don't think I had the vintage toy.
Yeah.
So that's I knew of it. I remember seeing it, but I never had it.
Yeah.
The vintage toy Shredder is wild. Just because of the color that he was and
eyebrows.
Yeah. His stance was crazy, weird, and whatnot. But so you referenced some cartoon stylings in here, but this isn't just taking an update of what's called the Toon Shredder from the vintage line either, because he had the painted on shirt or whatever, and full silver mask. This one varies a little bit as far as that goes.
Obviously there's it's we wanted to do something like that, but we also kind of wanted to make it our own too. Like we're getting into wave 8 here, so there's like I think, with the success of Gorilla and like, adding new things to this turtle canon, like we wanted to, it's like, all right, well, let's see, like, what's the shirtless Shredder look like if he's like a little bit more, core Shredder inspired, Toon Shredder inspired.
Yeah.
So that was the decision there. I realized that there's a lot of people who are like, why isn't his chest gray? And it's like, well, that was an active choice to like keep it close to that vintage toy, which didn't have a shirt, which a lot of people. I think the first time we did Shredder without the shirt, they were like, "Where's his shirt?" And it's like, he didn't have one. Poor guy just can't afford a shirt. He keeps cutting them to ribbons every time he tries to put them on.
So he just like attached those shoulder spikes right onto his shoulders and
super glue.
Yeah. But that said, I mean, I'm not going to, make assumptions about decisions or whatnot that you guys made or whatnot, but I don't think that this automatically precludes, a version like that in the future, a possibility either, right?
No, absolutely not. Like I said, because, when we get to wave 16 or wave 17, you'll be like, oh yeah, there's still going to be people discovering Super 7. So there'll still be opportunities to, for new versions of those core characters.
Yeah. And the comment that was pulled up here was something that I was going to bring up too, because I have that rad plastic book. And
I do too. Can you tell?
Yeah. So I was like, this is going real deep if there's some hearkening to that there, which is actually pretty neat.
Yeah. We want to pull from all corners of the Turtleverse if we can. Like with Ace Duck, I think you had pointed out like, oh man, it's like there's this awesome head with like a cigar and stuff. Like that's from original Ace Duck concept art, and I saw that and I was like, we have to put that in there, and it works. So this is no different.
Yeah, and I've got to say, this one, that alternate head is probably what's going to default in the display for me on this, because you're right, it adds that sinisterness to him, and it's like when Shredder gets tired of sending his lackeys out and he's got to take care of business himself, he changes his outfit and does that, right?
For sure.
puts the tied down cape on, and
that's right, so it's not in the way.
That's right. Getting all caught on spikes and Shredder.
He calls up his boy Robo to paint his chest gray. Paint some armor on him, and then he goes to town.
Now,
just so you know, folks, he's not like he's gonna go fight anybody. He's going to town for groceries.
Because no shirt, no shoes, no service.
No service. That's right. He has to go to the store to get some cheese to shred. So
yeah. Any other time, shirtless.
I actually have a cheese shredder that is.
I believe you do. I've seen it before, and I was like, "There's no way that one of them, either Robo or Vives, doesn't have this."
It was funny because we actually got to meet the designer of that at Toy Fair one year, and it was the first time I saw it because I hadn't seen it in the stores yet, and it blew my mind. Standing in the middle of the Javits Center, I'm like, a shredder that is Shredder. There is no way I'm not going to own this.
What did that guy say after you talked to him for like 15 hours?
He spotted us.
Oh, I see.
You know how it is.
Yeah.
The F-list celebrity pays off. F for Fwoosh, everybody. Not.
Oh no, we're not even getting into that.
No, you're right. You're right. I gave you too much crap at Comic-Con anyways. Kamakan.
You got me doing it.
All right. Well, this guy's my favorite of the wave, though. I'm just gonna say it.
There you go. Robo, do you agree?
He's gross. He freaks me out.
You're not a frog man?
I don't know if this was after my Turtles heyday.
Sure.
But I knew who they were, and I remember seeing things, but there's no connection here.
Yeah. It's all right.
Yeah.
But
not every turtle figure's for everybody.
Right. I'm not saying how dare you produce this, because I don't want it.
I mean, it's my goal to make you as upset as possible. Clearly,
I only get upset at traffic.
no.
Next time you're on here, Robo's gonna stream directly from his car.
Yeah, and then I'll be angry.
Yeah, because he's going to be delivering the super duper orders.
Yeah. I, on the other hand, I'm a big time Punk Frogs fan.
You're into the tongue gung, as Robo has highlighted here.
Well, and when you guys teased what you teased the Shield boogie board thing as the and as soon as I saw that, I saw some people, commenting, because I mean, it was a tease, but everybody knows what that went to. And actually the tongue gun was something that came up. I saw a lot, like, how's it going to be, painted? It's like, oh, it looks like a tongue.
It's going to be gross. Yeah. It is what it is. But that's part of the
comments
fun.
about the canisters too, but the description says they come out, right?
I don't remember that. I think that they're fused in there, but if it says they come out, then they come out.
Okay. I was just
click on accessories thing.
Yeah.
What does
You've
it say
changed
there?
that. Yeah, removable grenades.
All right. Removable
Awesome.
grenades. There we go. You
Just
heard it
like
here
you
first,
remember.
folks. Yeah.
So apparently, so did you.
No, I knew. That was a test. For
Yeah.
He can read the comments on the webpage he's on.
You were just surprised I did a little research and reading on something.
That's true,
before I
actually. Yeah.
Talking shit.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah, so I mean, the soda can grenades, super fun, because the Punk Frogs like soda, like the turtles like pizza.
Yeah. Now
is that true?
Yeah.
I learned something. I didn't know
There
that.
you go. Yeah.
Well, let me ask you this, and I don't know if you know off the top of your head. Are Genghis's sunglasses the same ones that come with the turtle van, or are they
No,
different?
they're not. They're different. Those ones match him, and they're more close to that vintage figure, like glasses. But no, the ones for Mikey for the turtle van are completely different. So
Cool.
I mean, you can use them on all of them, but they're meant for Mikey. Each of the headgears was designed for a specific turtle, but you can put them on all of them. But it's gonna be weird if you give like Leo the
sunglasses.
Well, yeah, obviously he could never look cool. I mean, what I was trying to say was the welding mask, because he, since he's a leader, he designates. He doesn't actually get his hands dirty. He's like, hey, Donnie, you do that. So,
well,
Donnie keeps the team together.
Yeah, whether he's got to weld them together or not.
That's right.
Well, Robo said right away, it's like, oh, he's gross. And I think part of the reason is because, he's textured like a frog, which I think is great. And I know I commented about this to you. It's like, when I was a kid, he and Ace Duck came out right at about the same time. Sure. I always had them like as this weird offshoot team. They went together because the rest of the frogs weren't there yet. And heightened detailing that you guys are bringing to Ace Duck matches like Genghis in this weird way in my own head. So it's like, I like that he's kind of gotten frogged or grossed up a little bit.
Yeah. That. And it's, the whole Ultimates line, where it's all about elevating kind of what those toys were to, modernity. So, of course we're going to make his texture extra gross. Like the part of the fun of this line is how, you turn around, look at it, every angle, there's something new and weird or gross to look at,
Yeah. And so Genghis also opens up a wider conversation for me here, because I think I saw somebody mention it in the chat too. It's like, in the cartoon, the frogs were like the turtles. They were just palette swaps. I mean, their shirts were a little different and whatnot. Okay, that's cool. And when I was a kid, when Napoleon came out and he didn't look very similar to Genghis, I was like, what the heck is this? But as I got older, I really appreciate how different they look from each other. And they're different types of Napoleon looks more like a toad, I think, than even a frog. But man, I'm gonna just make an internal wish out there that I hope you guys get an opportunity to at some point to go after some of those guys that weren't in the vintage line and vintage styling, because seeing the other two frogs make it into this line with some wild different designs, that would be really, really exciting.
Yeah,
I think.
I really want to do that. I think that'd be really fun. And I think Napoleon's like almost like a horny toad, which is technically not even a frog, right?
Right.
It's like a lizard or whatever.
Yeah.
So I mean that'd be super fun. But yeah, if like what are the other two guys? Is Rasputin and
Attila.
Attila. Okay. So I don't know. I've thought about this a lot, and I'm kind of like, I think like doing different frogs would be crazy. Like, what if Attila looked like that Rainforest Cafe frog with like the orange hands and the bright red eyes or something? Like
that would be fantastic.
It'd be sick. Yeah, it'd be so cool. And you can the color palette would be so different. And like, yeah, or like Rasputin, because he's Rasputin, is like a poison frog. So he's like super bright colors, and namesake, he's like immune to poisons and shit. I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm giving away gold here, folks. So sorry, I should have kept that to myself.
But that's the thing, because I mean, this, I think for a lot of people, instant recognition of heightened and updated versions of the toys that they remember. But as you mentioned, you're in wave 8 now. And it gives, I hope, more opportunity for you guys to be able to, put some of your stamps on things as you're starting to do now. But then that also, includes characters. Because again, as a kid, the frogs, they were right there. The rest of Bebop and Rocksteady's gang that never made it into toy form, man, that would have been freaking rad too. There's just a lot of characters out there that never had vintage figures that would be really interesting to see in the vintage style, right?
Yeah, that would be cool. I mean, we obviously have a lot of actual vintage inspired toys to get through too. Yeah. But that's for sure on our radar to, for like what's next. Right.
Cool. Well, the Genghis's alternate head is it takes, because whenever you guys show off new figures, if I have the vintage counterpart, I go back and look at them together. So yeah, I pulled Genghis off the shelf and I was like, man, because he's got the kind of half crazy frog look on his face. Like, well, that's what the vintage one looks like. And then with his mouth open and tongue out, that's just like, that puts that way up there.
Yeah, I've had a couple friends reach out and be like, yo, dude, that alternate head is like crazy. And I was like, all right, cool. That's kind of what I wanted, because he's a big crazy frog, right? Well, cue that song from the early 2000s, right? Crazy Frog or whatever it was called. Nobody remembers that, but Chad, help me out. But no, it's cool, because it's what's another version of this guy, like what's something else that he could be doing, right? I mean, he already he's smiling, but it could be used as like kind of an angry head, and like the sunglasses are removable, so like what's a frog do? He uses his tongue. So
well, and to your point, it's like you got kind of laid back Genghis with his sunglasses on being cool, and then something happens, the sunglasses come off, and it's like, wow.
Yeah. Party Genghis.
Yeah.
That's the Genghis that ate some bugs dipped in absinthe or something.
Well, and I mean, that was always part of it. It's like they were always called the punk frogs, but they were always more kind of like surfer boy, almost hippie. But this is like feeling that punk frog a little bit more.
a little bit, yeah. So I'm very Robo's just going in.
I can't help it.
It's the Hypnotoad. That's the alternate head I should have done. Yeah. It was like with the eyes, right?
So I like his head splits. I'm feeling like kind of like Bebop as far as like the articulation point goes.
The other way around. It's more like Slythe, where the neck is the ball and then the head moves around. So it's going to be.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Well, that makes even more sense, Mr. Designer.
We've tried it both ways. We found that Slythe, Rocksteady, Ray Fillet type neck works the best, where it's
Yeah.
the head is concave, but then the neck is convex.
Dang. He's got crazy look, and then it's like those
That's
pearly
true.
whites.
Yeah, but look, I was gonna say, look at his dental hygiene. It's
Yeah.
impeccable for a frog.
That's a nice set of chompers.
One of my friends texted me yesterday. Is just all he said was, "I like how he has molars." That's it. That's all he said, and I knew exactly what he was talking about.
Well, he may eat flies, but that doesn't mean they have to be stuck in his teeth.
That's right. You got to chew your food for proper digestion.
Now, looking at it, I feel like here it's hard to see if you look at the actual body of the figure, but I think one of the glamour shot of him, holding the tongue gun, there is ab articulation under there.
Yeah, there is.
Yeah.
Jet. Oh, here?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Right
Yeah.
there. And then that shirt will be soft, so it'll move out of the way, so you can get some nice crunch going.
Awesome. Yeah, he was Genghis has been one of those that, not a holdout, because it's not like you haven't been filling waves with, characters from about the same time or whatnot. But at this point, with the release cycle, he's one of the quote unquote older figures that hadn't been done yet. So I was glad to see him.
Yeah, he's a fun one. He's been on the list since day one. It's just right time, right place.
Yeah, and he's like Ace Duck and kind of like Ray Fillet. It's weird because for me, Ninja Turtles, the vintage figures always had crazy sculpts, but some of my favorite ones are the ones that are like, I hate to say it, more straightforward, which he kind of was, but now he's been heightened with his wartiness and whatnot.
I like how serious we're trying to be while Robo just keeps zooming in on tongues.
Well, my next comment was going to be, man, that's some accurate tongue shooting. He's got a scope and everything up on top.
That's right.
Genghis doesn't miss.
That's right.
It's like the old Nerf guns with the sights on them. Like, what?
Yeah, Genghis always gets his man.
Or fly.
That's right.
Yeah. But not pizza. They don't like pizza.
Okay, so they don't like pizza. I mean, they specifically say they don't like pizza?
Yeah. They like soda, though. They love soda.
I want to say maybe in the cartoon, one of the very later episodes, maybe one of them came around and started liking pizza, but I can't say that for sure. But
I feel like that's wishful thinking.
It might be. I
Where's
pizza?
where's Trevor or Augie? Both of those guys tell us immediately how wrong we are.
Yeah. Trevor would know. Oh.
There you go.
It's a fun wave, and Robo was just hovering over that group shot. Much like Series 7.
Yeah.
You put these guys together and it's like this is a wacky, in a good way, assortment of characters.
Yeah.
It's just crazy that they're all together in one space.
Yeah. Trooper Raph with lightsabers. Right?
Stop it. I don't need a Raph.
Yeah,
you're gonna need one for your turtle shelf and your space opera shelf.
Yeah, you're gonna need two. You coined lightsabers. You have to now.
No. I said that earlier. It was me.
Son of a bitch.
This is where all my ideas.
This is where all my good ideas go. Is to Veebs.
Yeah. The other thing we didn't mention, but Robo Rocksteady is 65, but that's because he's ginormous and his accessories are equally ridiculously large. So, just worth noting.
Was Bebop upped, or was
I think he was. I think it was just Gorilla was the only one that was raised at that point, but because he was so ridiculous, that cost kind of amortized across just that wave of huge giant mutants. So we realized we may have gone a little bit crazy there, so we're trying to reel it in a little bit.
Yeah, because now you've got me thinking back at 7. It's like the shot of this, but for 7, Donatello looks tiny in that
Yeah,
picture.
because he is tiny.
Yeah.
So it's super fun though. There you
Is
go.
this
Cool guy Genghis.
Yeah.
Light piping in
clear?
the head. That's right.
Yeah?
Yep.
Translucent.
Just like vintage toy. So
Gotcha.
and Bebop will have it too, because both of those vintage toys had it.
That's cool. That's
Yeah.
cool. And yeah, I'm glad that we won't be waiting around too long in between getting one and then the other, because it's like, oh, by themselves they're cool, but together that's gonna be a neat little offshoot set when they're together.
Exactly.
They're gonna be
And that's usually what happens is somebody will be like, I don't need that or whatever, but then someone posts one pic of both of them together and they're like, oh, how do I get it? So
yeah.
we sort of expect that a little bit.
Yeah.
No toy for Attila. That's what you were.
Yeah,
So
I mean,
what other designs do you have in mind? Yeah.
Well, let me find out on my notepad here. Yeah, no, it would essentially have to be a new one. We would need to, find the right place for it, feel that it's, there's a demand for it and all that. So if you want Attila and Rasputin, it sucks to say, especially as I am one of these corporate dudes, works for the man, right? Vote with your dollar. Like, the only way to tell people like you want more punk frogs is to buy the punk frogs. So it's just the reality.
Wow. And yeah, like I said, that would be cool to get them for sure, but also like what all 4 of them represent is like, being in this line first time, that would be, okay, all right, I need to shut up because I'm gonna get on my punk frog soapbox. It's like, Genghis has been shown for 3 days now, so let's go all the way to Rasputin.
It is safe to assume no color change because we tried and it did not work like how we wanted it to. So maybe in the future if we do a recolor or something like that.
Well, I mean, honestly, that would be mimicking the vintage release, right? Because the original yellow shirt Ray was first, and it did not change color. But then the purple one later,
right?
and it did. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Almost like we planned it.
How dare you? Taking our ideas again? No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, I
know. Oh, well, okay. Thanks for taking us through this group like this, and it's timely. I mean, we at Fwoosh are never timely about anything, but this worked out perfectly well.
Yeah, because it actually really did, because I'm slammed for like the next couple weekends. So
yeah,
I was able to hop on with you guys.
Well, okay, so let me ask you this: with Wave 5 imminent, who are you looking for? Who is your favorite from that assortment?
From Wave 5?
Mm-hmm.
Probably Ray. Ray's always been my favorite. One of my favorite vintage toys. But I think that Krang is going to really surprise people.
Krang the Sleeper?
Yeah, I think Krang's the sleep. I mean, they're all really, really good. Like, Leatherhead is massive.
Yeah.
We were able to make Leo finally cool with his samurai stuff.
That mask is fun. Yeah.
It is pretty sweet.
But yeah, I think Krang, with all of the articulation we were able to put into that walker, I think people are going to be surprised with how fun he is. Cool. But my most anticipated is Ray, for sure.
Okay. Well, then, since 6 is close behind, same for 6. Favorite, and what do you think
for
6 would be?
Well, sorry, I just knocked out my AirPod. I think Ace is probably my most anticipated, but the Slash is so good too. Not to say that like Scratch or Surfer Mikey are losers, because again, it's another wave of like solid characters, but I think I'm probably I'm most anticipating Ace, I think.
Yeah.
just with like the wings and the Tommy gun, and you can like swap out the jackets to have the holes or not have the holes in there. Like, and then the tail is removable, like Mythic Legion style, so you can plug it in or out, however you want to display him. I think he's going to be a pretty, I don't know. I think he's going to surprise a lot of people.
I was going to say, I think he's my most anticipated too, but I think he also has the most sleeper potential as well.
And Slash.
You're a Slash guy? Yeah.
Need some Slash.
Slash is not a sleeper figure.
No, that's the one everyone wants.
Yeah.
No.
He's the looks cool, going to be cool. Yeah.
Yeah. I will say though, if you don't like Genghis's texture, you're probably not going to be stoked to have Slash in hand, because it's pretty similar.
Well, it's not so much the texture; it's a mixture of texture, eyes, and a tongue gun. You know, that just kind of It's a little overstimulating. How about that? You like that? That's professional term.
But frogs are kind of gross anyway, right? they're I mean, they're not slimy, but they're
always wet.
Moist.
Moist.
So when you ship when we ship your Wave 8 to your house, and because clearly Robo will get all of these, make sure that you just dip his Genghis frog box in water first and then hand it to him.
Oh, that's worse.
Wet cardboard.
What's worse, wet cardboard or flocking?
Oh, flocking. Yeah. All day. But then you open up the box, there's a wet tongue and a wet frog and toad or
all right. So Attila and Rasputin are going to come with flocked shirts, confirmed.
Why do you hate me?
I don't.
Uh-huh.
I just want to see you struggle with it. Be like, oh, I want it so bad, but it's gonna feel so weird.
That's one way to turn me off a toy line completely.
Flocking.
A whole ultimate subline of flocked heroes, and just redo figures that were flocked at some point.
Was there ever force flocking onto ones that don't actually need it?
Was there ever? No, they never used flocking in the original line, did they?
There was a recolor of Splinter that was flocked, I think.
The movie Splinter was flocked.
Yeah.
That is correct.
Yeah.
Ooh.
He was. And it was definitely the more Panther like flock too that you don't like.
Yeah. Oh, really? The short kind of.
Is there a flock you do like?
We actually had a conversation about what he finds more tolerable in terms of flock.
This has been a point of conversation way more than I ever expected it to be. You get to a certain length and it becomes like fur or hair, you know?
Sure, yeah.
It's when it gets, I don't know, prickly or velvety.
Yeah. Apparently, I guess this is how my girl feels like when if I shave ever, she like doesn't want to like kiss me or touch me or whatever because it's like it hurts. It has to get to a certain length and then you're good to go. So
yeah, see.
But I assume you've had that beard since you were like 12.
Yeah. No, it's been a few years, but yeah, it took a long time before it came in. But before that was maybe, yeah, it was very flocky.
Flocking. Your face was flocked, and that's why.
It's like I hate myself. I can't look at myself in the mirror. No, but the worst flocking is Panther, hands down.
Because it's so short, or because it like flakes off super easily.
It's got that drag to it, like your fingers stay on it, you know.
Like shark skin, except for every direction's the wrong direction.
see, Moss Man's bad too, but I could probably get through a posing session if I really, really
hurried.
I I would say, Robo, actually, if I'm trying to like think like you with flocking, I think the Origins Panther you would probably find even more off-putting than the vintage one. Then
I've never messed with the Origins. Is it different?
I
I figured it
figure
was
you
like
haven't, but there's definitely a texture to that that is very strong that I think is exactly the wrong direction from what you would want to come in
I've only
contact
seen
with.
those on store shelves, and even looking at it through the box, it makes my tongue go dry. It's just like a
You didn't lick this, did you?
no.
I'm gonna take a wild guess and say that you haven't messed with the Mythic Legion's, I think it's Bryophytus, which is like the Mossman tribute from last year.
Mm-mm.
The flocking on that guy is like really thick and like chunky is the word I want to say. Like,
Ooh.
like it's like if sandpaper came in like 7 grit, it's just big rocks
God,
glued to
dang it,
paper.
stop.
3 grit sandpaper.
Yeah.
Ugh.
I don't know. I have mine. I have one in a box still because I haven't gotten the courage to open it either. But I don't know.
I figure one of my other nightmare figures would be the Mosquatch, the Mezco.
Oh yeah.
That's pretty. That looks close. I've never seen it in person.
Yeah. I
Which
haven't.
pick your poison. You want the regular or the like the all black one, the like tar squatch or whatever.
Black.
Oh, they're both pretty bad, but visually the green is worse.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you can actually see it, kind of.
Sure.
Whew.
Yeah, I feel like you could, if you saw it, be like, oh look, they didn't flock this one. You reach for the black one. You're like, no, I touched it.
No, yeah, it's like a trap.
They got me. Yeah.
A wire shoots out, lasso around my arm. It's like, oh
But
no.
because it's like okay, so question. How do you handle like velvet or like suede or fabrics
No.
that are like no?
Maybe that's what it goes back to, but yeah, I can't
right,
handle that
so-
either.
Does sandpaper bother you?
You can take the boy out of Arkansas, I guess.
Sandpaper. Wait. Which grit goes down as you go up in number, right?
It's finer the higher the number.
Yeah,
you get.
1,000 grit is basically like, slightly rough, like
Yeah.
picture paper.
Once you get past 1,000 grit, you can still kind of feel the. Is there higher than that? I know it.
There is, but it's for like
Polishing.
metal polishing.
Yeah, it gets to.
Yeah.
A fine. The finer it gets, the worse it gets. Again, because of that
Oh.
drag, you can feel it there.
So
See, I have more of an aversion to sandpaper than I do flocking, though. That's weird.
does everything have to be like made out of glass in your house? Like, can
No.
nothing have texture?
No, but no.
Because I'm like feeling my desk right now, and this like,
Well, and he
this
said,
like faux cherry wood is kind of
he
irksome. if you keep
he
doing
mentioned
this.
the bumps on Genghis first thing too.
That's right. That's right.
Well, the bumps on
Frog-
Genghis,
frog
they're not consistent. There's bigger, there's smaller.
Mm-hmm.
But I hate to say it, but drywall kind of gets me too.
Really?
Yeah, I don't
You don't like the
like
that.
popcorn?
Yeah.
I don't like drywall at all.
Venetian
I'm with you
plaster
on
only in Robo's house, I see.
Only is that more expensive?
Yeah, because it's basically like mirror smooth, and it takes
No,
it's like
it's all drywall.
if you hang something from that, it costs like it's basically you're looking at like $2,000 minimum to like fill the holes in it again. So
no,
my dad does a lot of like high-end lighting systems, and a lot of his customers are the rich and not so famous, and so like he sees those things all the time. And like I used to do job sites with him, and I think one time I like turned with a ladder and like right in the Venetian plaster, and so that's
bad,
how I know. That's how I know how much it costs to replace it.
No, see, 3M's got it. Feel the same way about touching peaches and flour. There's that. I want to say a dryness. You know what I mean?
Like like baking flour, I guess.
And I guess that's the tongue thing. You can just you're touching it, and it absorbs moisture somehow. It's just like
did little Robo not like hanging out in the sandbox either?
Sand's fine. That's coarse.
You're.
It
I
gets
feel
rough.
feel like you're splitting hairs though,
It
and
gets
everywhere.
everywhere.
Yeah.
No. That's no. Sandbox was fine.
Okay. All right. It's just to me that's just a pit of irritants. If I'm Robo.
It gets everywhere.
Yeah.
At this point, Robo's like biggest weaknesses have been completely laid bare. So you need to like start looking over your shoulder because people are gonna know how to get at you.
At PowerCon,
Sand
I
in the
was
face.
almost because there was a
Yeah.
couple of comments of, "Yeah, I'm going to bring you this," and so I was worried for a moment. But
I know,
it
but
never happened.
they're all like veiled toy threats, right? Like, oh,
Well,
I'm gonna bring you this figure that you're gonna be very disappointed in.
it was also a show with a lot of Panthors floating around, so
It was
there was always
PowerCon.
that chance.
Yeah.
Panther and Lotso.
Oh yeah. That's the okay. So
At least he smells good.
Yeah, I was gonna say Mattel did a Lotso Comic Con exclusive several years ago that I bought because it smelled like strawberries, and I took it out of the box and I just said, "Hey, Robo, heads up!" and I just tossed it to him, and he didn't know what was.
Just catches it, just starts screaming.
He was good about it though. He didn't drop it, but it was like, "I hate you."
Well, it was a
He never
Comic-Con,
forgot.
figure.
Yeah.
And it smells wonderful.
Yeah. Sure does.
I just saw something else too. It was a little flour on a biscuit. You ever had that? That's nasty. That's terrible. That's the way to ruin a biscuit.
Don't you do that to like get it out of the muffin tin or whatever?
Yeah.
You better wipe that shit off.
No tip for you.
Alfred.
No. Veeves is evil. I agree.
Yes, that's long been known though.
Oh,
well, it
what do
wouldn't
you
have
want to
been-
do now?
I don't know.
You
Did
want
you
to
guys open anything this week?
I
Instantly,
opened these
both of you.
guys. Yeah.
Nice.
Yesterday.
Are they a disappointment?
No, they're actually well.
You hesitated.
Let
He's
me put this in the most diplomatic way possible. Is that I didn't necessarily have super high expectations, and in such they are actually better than what I thought they were going to be. So there's still some quibbles, but they're not bad at all. And I do like the range of motion in both of them quite a bit. So I'm happy.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can't complain about your two favorite characters getting their toys finally.
Yeah, Booster's more of a tag along, but yeah.
I don't know. I try and look at stuff like that through the Kevin Smith lens of like, like we're lucky to live in a timeline where the Morbius movie sucked because I watched it last night, and Booster Gold gets an action figure from Todd McFarlane. Like we're doing good, everybody.
Yeah. And it's like the most I'm still dumbfounded by it because seriously, the most like classic or iconic, superhero looking figures that Todd's done so far was Booster and Beetle. I can't believe it. I'm glad.
They're just trying to get you. That's all.
Because everything else is icing, right?
Yeah, it's true.
We got to get that FwooshCast.
That's right.
Yeah.
I opened this.
Oh, awesome!
Hey,
I'll have to send you a link. I bought a slight upgrade for mine.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. You
So-
need to send me a link to that because I've got some guitars and none of them really worked for me for this.
I scoured the internet to try and find a Warlock for him, and you could get a normal one. Like you can get Warlocks and stuff, but they don't have the correct head. This is like the 80s head, which is like that like kind of spear look. But every other warlock file you can find online it's got the 2 devil horns, which looks cool, but it's not right for this guy.
Yeah.
But yeah, a guy named Shadow Moses 112 makes these.
Okay.
I'll send you the link after. But yeah, Shadow Moses 112 makes these, and he even paints them. And he has a whole he calls it the Rockstar kit, where he gives you like these and amps and all that stuff too. So I want to like paint it or whatever, maybe sand it down, get rid of some of these print lines, but it's like it works great. So he's gonna go right up here with my my heavy metal ultimates and all that.
Yeah, because that's a wall of sound.
That's right. So shout out to Shadow Moses 112, who does awesome work and makes Eddie look killer. I do wish that he came with playing hands.
Yeah.
But I did see online this photographer I follow. I can't think of his name, but he swapped out these hands for the Marty McFly from NECA, which comes with the guitar, and he comes with playing hands.
Yes.
Like he has like a pick hand and like a playing hand. So I found some of those on eBay, and I'm gonna buy those, switch those out. So I hope that works.
You mean these?
Oh my
God. Yeah, that one.
Right.
So go get his playing hands and then swap those out with these ones, and it works, I think.
No, that's perfect, because I actually bought an extra one of this Marty to do the leg swap on movie Danny to make him taller. Mm-hmm. And it's like, well, now I know what I'm going to do with the hands. That's an excellent suggestion.
And you can send the extra set of hands to Robo, and we can all have a guitar playing Eddie. Look at that. Everybody wins.
True. And it's Dan, okay?
It's Dan now. Sorry, you're right. It's Dan now.
No, I need to do the same thing. I need to get that Marty. And I really like this figure way more than Hopper.
Oh yeah. Well, he was the only one that interested me also.
This is the only Bandai one that I have. I've got Vecna on order, but I had the McFarlane ones of the rest of them from earlier, so I didn't get the Demi.
Are you guys gonna grab the 3-0 one?
Oh no,
it's 1/6, but
no,
yeah, probably not, but it looks good.
Yeah, and you say probably not until there's just a really big Demogorgon in the finale.
Supersized.
Yeah, exactly, and everyone's gonna want one because it's gonna be like
Godzilla. Eddie comes back to kill.
Yeah, exactly.
Ginormo Gorgon.
Power of metal brings him back.
Oh, you getting superpowers?
The vehicles are tempting. I have not gotten any yet. I don't think the figures that they have shown off. I don't think the figures that they have shown off yet have really like grabbed me. But depending on character and style, I think it's probably very probable that I'll end up getting at least some of them if the line continues to go on, which it seems like it's successful. So I imagine that it will.
So if Todd's listening, and we know you are, you got to get a Blue Beetle into superpowers for Vives to start buying it.
If Todd is listening, Kyle, a designer of a rival company, really wants a Black Canary. So if you could do that, it'd be great. Cool. Thanks.
Oh,
I
can't think of it. Oh, you need a Catman, right?
Yeah.
Is that me?
Am
I back?
Okay. It's gotten to where I don't know if it's us, me, or him.
I know.
Me.
I was gonna say I'd love to see Wildcat in the superpowers line.
It should be a 2-pack of Canary and Wildcat. What's up, Kevin?
That'd be amazing. That would be amazing. Yeah. Because Wildcat's about my second favorite DC character. So, yeah. And he's one of the ones that I really like his modern. Well, I call it his modern look. What he looked like in the Eaglesham run, the Alex Ross run, where they put the bandages around his hands. That's just a little change, but I actually really like it.
Yeah. I always think of the DC Robot Chicken special, or the Robot Chicken DC comic special, where they all fight, like a bunch of villains crash like the Justice League headquarters or whatever, and Wildcat has to fight Darkseid. And he goes, "Am I supposed to fight Darkseid? Because I'm just a dude in a cat suit." And he immediately gets like Omega beamed into dust. Amazing.
But that's why I like him. He's just a dude with fists.
Yeah.
At least Canary has the cry, right?
Yeah. Back up.
Well, and Canary, Arrow, that would be a perfect follow-up to this set.
It would.
I'd love that.
Now here's a question: would Todd do real fishnets, or would he paint them on? I feel like I know the answer to this question.
I'm qualified to answer that. I don't know.
I think he'd probably paint them.
Has he done any much cloth?
No, he's a hard capes guy for sure.
Yeah, got to think they're painted on.
He did that one Batman that had the option to switch out, right? The blue one.
The one that's his Batman.
Don't piss him off.
Yeah.
It is a Batman. So
yeah, that was the first one that I rolled the dice on, and I don't care for that figure.
Snake Eyes. Lost that roll.
Yeah, big time. Oh. But yeah, Canary deserves a good action figure.
Better be sculpted on though. Yeah, sculpted and painted.
Yeah, would it be reverse? It's like they're recessed into her legs, and then you do a wash.
No, surely not. Right? That'd be weird, right?
It would look really, really weird, but it would be much, much easier.
It'd look like super, super, super tight, like it's imprinting into the skin.
Yeah, you like
it's like you can
they're holding on the little sections, right? Yeah,
yeah.
It would look like those baguettes in Europe or whatever. And like you have like the net, and you like pull the just pokes out, right?
Yeah, I figured they'd be sculpted. He'd be like, no, we need to sculpt them.
Yeah.
So yeah, DCUC isn't a good one. She's all right. She certainly isn't built like I picture Canary to be built.
Is he talking about her or Wildcat?
Oh, I would assume Canary. I said she needs a good action figure. I've got no qualms with the Mattel Wildcat at all. I love that figure.
Yeah.
He meant Canary. Never mind. Yeah. Disregard me.
Yeah. It's okay. She's a little gangly.
Wasn't there a multiverse Canary that was shown as like the last wave before it?
And it didn't come out.
Yeah, because it was it was Batman Beyond, Canary, Starfire, and like Firestorm or somebody. Or am I thinking of?
They had quite a few at last Comic-Con that they showed.
Yeah, and then nothing happened.
Yeah,
bummer. I'm bummed about that, but I'm more bummed about the DC Direct Etrigan that never came out.
Shut up.
That thing was going to be
that one
with the booster
incredible.
This one, yeah.
What have I done?
And the thing about that, I liked those so much that I had went back. In preparation, I grabbed some of the older ones and then, boom.
Yeah.
To cross universes, they got snapped out of existence.
Yeah, the Harley one was the only one that I ever really grabbed because she fit in so much better to me with the Mattel stuff than the Mattel Harley did. And I was going to do exactly what Robo said he did, but I didn't get around to it in time before they, canceled them. And I was like, forget you.
See, that's the thing, is if we had just bought that stuff when they came out ahead of time, they would have kept making them.
Oh, it's my fault, is it?
When they started, they kind of upsized it slightly as the line went on, right?
Mhm.
be
That
more
and that was my
compatible.
biggest
7-inch,
thing is
yeah.
because they were tiny.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
because I got
Yeah.
Black Adam, I think.
Yeah. I think
And
Toy Farce.
that's why I got
on
Harley, because
Instagram.
she was the only one that really fit.
Yeah. I think Toy Farce posted this thing of like like men who didn't support DC Direct more in DC Direct after they close. Like it's kind of our fault.
Dang it. Because even the ones I picked up were at shows. I didn't order much. And
Yeah.
I think the 5-pack was on sale at one of the online sites for super cheap.
The Justice League one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I remember that set hung around at Comic-Con in some dealer booths for several years, and then it disappeared.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Went to Ross, where all other toys go to die.
Five Below, Ross, yeah.
What did I just see? Somebody. Oh, I think it was
Fortnite.
Masters of the Universe point. I never make it over to Ross. Oh, Ollie's. Never mind. I don't have an Ollie's.
Oh yeah, I've never seen one of those. That's a southern thing, isn't it? Like it's in southern states. Geographically?
Like Bucky's or whatever.
Yeah, Bucky's
Maybe.
is definitely a Texas thing, but it's moving out of Texas as well into other places. But I want to say I don't know if I think Ollie's is like southeast, maybe. I don't know. I'm probably wrong, but I'd never heard of it until the internet.
I can't remember where else I've been to one, but I know there's one in Hot Springs, just
Oh, is
south of
there?
me. Yeah.
Oh, like I know they're in like Louisiana for sure. Area, those places.
Got an Ollie's in Indiana and Ohio.
And somebody Maryland. Okay, so they're
Worldwide.
Okay, yeah. Okay.
New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Maryland, Florida.
Man, yeah, I don't think they're West Coast at all. I've never heard of them.
Yeah.
Is this the part of the stream where we just name all 50 states
And their
content
from west to east?
That's right.
Oh, it is 10 after 4. Look at that.
Yeah. We ran the gamut today talking about all kinds of different things.
Yeah.
Even Ollie's locations, which I didn't know.
Right.
Hell, I didn't even know there was one that close. That's still an hour away from me. But I'll be down there for a show, the big SpaCon in Hot Springs, Arkansas. Is anybody else going?
What? It's a SpaCon where you guys just go to like hot tubs?
No. It's a
Spock.
Comic-Con, but they call it SpaCon because.
Oh, spa. I thought you said like you meant like Spock Con.
God dang, that's coming back to haunt me even 20 years later.
Oh.
No, spa, as in hot springs.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
In a cheeky way.
When is that?
September 24th.
Okay.
I think.
Is that your
All
next show?
That's my next show. Yeah.
Super 7 gonna have a booth. Confirmed. We got it.
No.
Hell yeah.
No.
You just
No, not at all. However, we will have a booth at Power Morphicon here in Pasadena next weekend, celebrating all things Power Rangers. That's why I wore my shirt.
Yeah.
Yours truly will be there, and a couple other Super 7 staff members. We'll be selling Power Ranger stuff and talking Rangers, and might even be a panel or two. Who knows? So
cool. How are the Rangers coming along?
They're good. Wave 1 is getting close to wrapping up production, I think.
Cool.
And then we're adjusting tooling for Wave 2 and 3, and it's we've had some delays on that one, but it's getting into a spot where it's a little bit better, and we can start talking to people about it a little bit more. So
cool.
But we will be. We constantly update that pre-order page, and next week at Power Morphicon we will be addressing some of those production things a little bit more in depth with people, possibly at a panel or something like that. So
see, all you nice and well-meaning people thought that having a convenient pre-order update page was going to liberate you from constant questions about such things, but no, apparently not.
I know.
You meet jerks like us on here, and watch out.
No, it's fun. I love talking about this stuff. I do, but there are people who are not as nice about it, and that's when I go, check the website, punk. Like, that's what you get. That's the answer. So I haven't had to resort to that yet, but most
you're saving that for us.
That's right.
That's our usual. That's not your usual conversation voice. That's just how you talk to me. That's fine.
Yeah, that's true. Actually, no, it's
order tacos, Robo. Damn it! Come on.
That's true. No, don't get that other salsa. You want this one. Just get 3 of this one. Trust me. Was I wrong?
No, you weren't wrong.
Thank you.
Dang it.
No, it's the thing about that is if I don't talk to you like at all, then I don't like you. I take that like, if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all thing like very seriously.
Yeah.
I will. I guess I'll leave you on with this story. One of my friends who I've known for a very long time, like since we were 11, he's also my barber, and he used to work not too far away from the pool that I used to work at when I was like in college. And one day, like a coworker from that pool went to the barbershop and wore his like lifeguarding uniform. And so Eric, and he gets into Eric's chair, and Eric goes, "Oh, like you have the lifeguard uniform on. Like you must work at the pool with my buddy. My buddy Kyle then." And this guy goes, "Yeah, I do. I don't think he likes me very much." And then Eric goes, "Yeah, he probably doesn't." And then keeps cutting, and just kept cutting his hair, and they were silent the whole time, which is the best. And he was right. I didn't really like that guy that much. So.
But then he knew.
Yeah, it's true.
It was affirmation.
Yeah. He probably doesn't.
Oh.
Anyways, there you go. Happy note. Power Morphicon next week. We'll be there.
That reminded me of a story that I'm not going to tell on here. I'll tell you later.
Okay, when we hang up.
Well,
Fwoosh after hours.
I was going to say, now Kyle's not going to be in contact with you on purpose for like a month to make you think, oh shit.
No.
Just
no.
Just to sell the joke.
It's gotten it has gotten to a point where like you're an adult, you grow up, like it just gets harder to stay in touch with people, and it doesn't mean you care about them any less. It's just like both of your lives are busy, right? And so I value the people I can just connect back with like nothing ever happened. But it does make me a little bit worried about, like if I don't talk to you, I don't like you. Like, no, I do like you. I'm just busy. Like,
oh.
So.
I'm expecting my feelings to be hurt. No, I'm kidding.
No more than they usually are, right?
That's right. If I only had feelings.
You hurt my one feeling.
My one feeling, my toy feeling. Flocking and toys. That's the only feelings I got.
There you go. Don't you have children too? And grandchildren?
Yeah, they're okay.
That's true. You did miss the birth of your grandchild for Star Wars Celebration. So
yes, I did.
That adds up.
That was the plan was, and her due date was after Celebration. So the whole plan was to get home, and nope, she couldn't wait.
Man, my youngest was born within like 2 weeks of Comic-Con one year, and that was I got a lot of hell for that, so I can't imagine having missed.
It's the grandkid though. It's not even his.
Ugh.
Who cares? Second generation.
But
whatever.
knowing my daughter,
Yeah.
she likes the least amount of, she doesn't want any kind of attention whatsoever.
Mm.
So I almost feel like she did that
No
on
live
purpose.
Fwoosh coverage.
So nobody would be there because she went
Yeah.
in early, because she lives out of town and stuff.
Oh, you think she induced to dodge all you people?
Yep.
Dang.
You wouldn't put it past her.
Dang.
But no, it worked out in her favor.
That's good.
Yeah. Okay. You want to get out of here?
Yeah. Yeah. So we'll probably hopefully be able to keep somewhat of a normal schedule for a few weeks. Be back in a couple of weeks and see what's happening. Because I posted I've got no pending deliveries for FedEx or UPS right now in my little app managers. I have a feeling that that's going to change, so there'll probably be more to talk about in terms of new stuff when that rolls around too.
When Kyle swings by to deliver 5. Yeah.
Where's my orange tissue paper, Kyle?
Nah, we're like, oh, this is, where is it? Oh, this one's for Veebs. Cool. You get the Ace Ventura special.
That's exactly what I was going to say. The opening of Ace
Ventura. That's a sore spot at the moment because both FedEx and UPS has been doing that to me.
Really?
Yeah.
Man.
If the box isn't beat to shit, then it's sitting at the end of my driveway at the road, and there's nothing out there.
Well, you got to take that field goal down. They keep trying to kick it through the bars. That's on you.
You know,
I can't help what my field looks like.
You know what's absolutely horrible about you saying that is that my packages and stuff usually arrive in pretty good condition. Your Wave 5 Thundercats got here the other day. Figures are fine, but it's a good thing you're an opener.
No kidding.
Dang.
The box they know. Even when it's delivered to some other house, it's like, oh, it's this guy.
You've upset the delivery mafia somehow.
I have.
Yeah.
You know why? Because the first time it happened, I tweeted about it, and some supervisor got on like,
that's 100% what it is. You did do this to yourself.
Yeah, and it's happened since. So never again.
Man.
Okay, but we're gonna get out of here.
All right,
I'll talk to you 2 weeks. I'll talk to y'all probably before then, but yeah.
Later,
Later,
thanks for
everybody.
joining us,
Thanks
everybody.
for stopping by.
It's good to be back.